Citizens of Casey and Boyle County, I would like to take a few minutes of your time and share with you information that might help you in your decision regarding your vote. I want you to know that I respect your time. I understand your decision was made in part because of your love of community and the Commonwealth. I commend and thank you for this fact. You should know that if I make the decision to run for state representative, I will not consider myself running against any individual. I will consider myself running for the office of state representative of the 54th District, and I do not make this decision lightly. I will be girding my decision with simple, common sense, and practical facts. And rest assured, if I make the decision to run, I will be running to win. And we will have the opportunity to make history by electing the first independent representative of the 54th District, one who will not be controlled by party bosses or the party establishment, one who will be beholden only to you and the citizens of your community. And after all, isn't this what we really want from our elected representation? Although I only recently moved back to Danville a few years ago, I have history with this community and the surrounding area. My maternal grandparents, the late Robert and Dorothy Miller, moved here in 1960, and I have relatives that live here today. My parents moved us here in 1969. My parents were both educators. My mother taught at Kentucky School for the Deaf, and my father had been a high school and college basketball coach. He had recently been hired as an aide to the Commissioner of Highways, which was the precursor to the Department of Transportation. I attended Bate Junior High School, where my father was a volunteer basketball coach and started the first organized Bate Junior High School basketball team. My brother attended Danville High School and graduated in 1971, where he was an all-state football player. The next year, my father was hired as the Boyle County High School basketball coach, where he remained for the next 4 years. We never have choice of where we were born or who our parents are. That's one of the reasons I feel fortunate that I had a father who was ahead of his time in the psychology of winning and leadership. He passed those traits on to his children. While at Boyle County High School, I feel fortunate to have been named by my peers and my teammates as co-captain of the high school football and basketball team, captain of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and most school spirit. My older brother Ray, graduating from Danville High School in 1971, won the same identical awards: captain of both its high school basketball and football team, captain of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and most school spirit. And in 1977, my sister Lynn graduated from Boyle County High School, being elected captain of our high school cheerleading team, captain of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, in most school spirit. I share this about my siblings so you will know that they were well liked while in school, and many of their classmates still live in the area, both Republican and Democrat. I understand leadership, human nature, and the psychology of winning. I would attend college on a basketball scholarship, graduating from Campbellsville University in 1980. It was here where I was also offered my first job opportunity as assistant basketball coach upon graduation, which I turned down. But I did 1 year later take a job at Tom McAn Distribution Center as a supervisor in Danville, Kentucky. It took me about 1 year to realize that although they felt I was old enough to handle the responsibility of management, I wasn't quite old enough to handle the money. So I began looking for a career which would pay me for my work ethic. And Capital Marketing hired me in as a manager to begin the Campbellsville Insurance Agency. During this time, church-based schools were feeling pressure from state encroachment. So I took a brief respite from my job and created the Kentucky Lobby for Christian Liberty and helped lead the charge in creating the first bill which now protects Christian and home-based schools from state encroachment. Upon returning back to my insurance job, I was promoted to head both Western Kentucky and Southern Illinois, building 6 agencies in 2 years period of time. In 1988, I would join with the telecommunications company, creating one of the largest organizations in the United States internationally and becoming one of the top earners with this company. During 2004, I started recognizing that there were many children who were not showing the respect that I was used to seeing as a child. So I created Boomer's Positive Lessons on Living, children's books for ages 3 through 8, which are designed to elevate the self-image and attitude of children, teaching a love of family and country, respect for authority, and civic responsibility. I feel these are essential components which help make up a successful society. With books such as titles like You Were Born to Win, Standing Tall and Respecting All, and the Golden Rule Tool, along with motivational music for children and the family. Recently, I completed a children's book titled Police Officers Are Our Friends, and 2 manuals for adults titled Raising Your Child for Leadership and The CEOs of Leadership, 53-minute lessons. You can visit our website and see some of the comments made by authors and leaders from across the nation. In addition to these ventures, in 2013, I formulated a nutritional product called 3 Diamond, which is allowing individuals and couples from across the country to participate in the free enterprise system by creating home-based businesses. In addition to these experiences, if elected your state representative, I will have a mentor who will act as advisor. After retiring from the Department of Education, my father became the state representative of the 56th District. This experience will help open doors for Casey and Boyle County. My father served on many committees, including the Education Committee, the Tourism and Economic Development Committee, and the Statutory Committee, Program Review and Investigations. Life teaches us that before we ever can develop relationships, we must find common ground. Because of my experience in building insurance agencies, I have lived all across the Commonwealth. In Eastern Kentucky, I lived in Jackson. In Central Kentucky, I lived in Lexington, Georgetown, Frankfort, and Louisville. I've also lived in Western Kentucky in Madisonville, Hopkinsville, and Paducah. This common ground with other legislators across the state will help open doors of communication when talking about bills that will help our communities. I believe we're all stronger and smarter than any one of us. These aren't just words to me. This is part of my belief system. I believe it's important for us all to have belief systems, rock-solid values that are immovable. It helps keep us balanced and quicker at making decisions. As your state representative, I will meet regularly with constituents and even lobbyists to discern their knowledge, but I will take no money from any lobby. I believe when you step up to leadership, you step out with a new responsibility. Provided we maintain these rock-solid values, these principles, we can come to our fellow legislators, whether they be Democrat, Republican, or Independent, with these words: "Come, brother, let us reason together." I'd like to close this video with a story. Across this country, in every small community in America, there are groups of people that meet in the morning to have their coffee. In Danville, it is no different. We jokingly call our group the Liars Club. Except when we're sitting around the round table, we call it the Circle of Love. One morning, I viewed a pickup truck pulling up that had some carvings made by chainsaws, and one was an eagle. And I came to a decision. I had to have that eagle. So I purchased it, and I affectionately named him Sir Edward and placed him in a prominent place in the home. One morning while observing Sir Edward, I began thinking about the bald eagle being our national emblem and how appropriate it was. Are you aware the bald eagle can fly at 10,000 feet at 65 miles per hour and at the same time see an animal going across the ground? This is how I view our country. Strong enough and can fly high to spit in the teeth of any foreign enemy, but still have the compassion and eyesight to look down and help those who are weaker. I believe this is the attitude that every congressman or any state representative or state senator should have. And if you elect me as your state representative, this will be the attitude I will take to Frankfort. Thank you for your time.